Welcome to Visionaries Global Media, your number one source for podcasting entertainment. Visionaries Global Media, envisioning excellence on a global scale.
This is Banned from Ringside.
Tonight on the Banned from Ringside podcast, we have your Full Gear recap. Randy Orton is back. Becky Lynch joins the girls, and your Survivor Series predictions. That and a whole bunch more tonight on the Banned from Ringside podcast. Ditch that 9 to 5. It's time to feel alive. Hello, Mark. So welcome to the Banned from Ringside podcast. As always, I'm your host, Bill Vagey, a.k.a. Yeeter Heater Pumpkin Eaters. Bill Vagey. And sitting directly across from me, we have Jason Cornelius Bell. What's going on, JCB?
Let me get back to that, but let me do this first. If you know like I know, you don't want to step to this. It's the beefer era funked out with the gangster twist. And if you smoke like I smoke, then you're high like every day. And if your ass is a buster, 314 will regulate. And on that lovely note, I'll ask what congregation to bow their heads as I read from the latest edition of the Banned from Ringside podcast, volume 335, chapter 3, verse 14, and the good smart saying, hashtag boo the heels, it's all good, baby. Listen, share, subscribe, repeat, the holy trinity of BFR. I want time and a half, goddammit. I'm working on the holiday. This is some bullshit. I want to clock in and make sure that shit say time and a half, player. We doing a damn thing on Turkey Day.
Venmo is down right now, but it's coming your way. Of course. And there's no Two Beers Act tonight because we are recording Thanksgiving night. This is the only time that Jason and I could get together. We got to talk about Full Gear, though. We got Survivor Series this week.
The smartest person
so,
like, I got family shit to do.
We got family shit to do tomorrow. My brother Joey is sitting out here. Vice is here. What's going on, Vice? My wife Erin is sitting out here. I think you can probably guess what us five just did at the same. We got high.
Yeah. Guilty charge.
Yeet Rose.
Hey, man, you didn't hit the, Vice's fucking drop.
Oh, sorry. Bo Vice Geisman is here.
What up, turd?
Thanks, bud.
No, I just wanted to get that giggle in.
Appreciate you both. Appreciate you both.
So no Zach tonight. We're going to have an easy, breezy type of podcast. Without further ado, let's get to that 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
Buckle up, bitch.
JCB, what's the 1 count?
Obviously, we'll be going back to Full Gear on Saturday nights from the Kia Center in Los Angeles. Is that right? Sounds right.
Yes.
Okay. Don't really want to talk about the undercard matches just for reference purposes. Let's just go through the winners. Eddie Kingston beats Jay Lethal, retaining the New Japan Strong title. We'll be talking about more of that in a second, and I have thoughts. Claudio defeats Bloody Matthews. The Guns lose to Samoa Joe and MJF. They retain the ROH tag titles, but in a post-match angle, the Guns beat down MJF, tear up the leg, and MJF has obviously a leg injury going. Let's just take a step back.
Sure, please.
Because this sets up the main event. MJF gets injured in this attack from the Guns. As he's getting wheeled into the ambulance, he screams to Adam Cole, baby, please don't let them take my title. You have to do something. Please don't let them take my title. And that's how the 0 hour closes. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, you got one-legged man saying to the other one-legged man, tell them not to take my title. So what's the one-legged man still going to? Never mind. We'll just figure that out here.
It was a terribly overbooked segment. And just the whole idea of fucking with the main event and saying we're not going to give you this main event that we've been basically hyping up for 5 weeks, and we're going to replace it with this. You're like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, it finally ended up in the right spot, but why would you even, it just didn't make any sense because you just end up at the same spot.
Go ahead.
I think it was Taz that said, if you put them both together, you'd have one complete wrestler.
Okay.
You gotta have a match.
Yeah, I mean, it's just overbooking for the. It's just booking for the sake of booking.
And I was just like,
You can have him beat his ass afterwards and just have MJF come back with an injury angle and do the exact same thing. Why bring Adam Cole into it at all? Sorry, Adam Cole Bebe.
No reason to. And the fact that you did, where Samoa Joe was the healthy body, if you wanted to be like, if you wanted to play the switcheroo game, at least play the switcheroo game where I can believe it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Are you surprised that we don't find out who the devil is yet?
I'll hold that thought. I'll hold that thought.
Okay,
to
so
answer the question,
I'll be honest.
I am surprised.
I gotta be dead honest here. I didn't watch any of these matches.
I wouldn't expect you to. That's why you have me here. If Zach was here, he'd probably. Well, Zach is.
This was all pre-show though. I didn't watch any. Sure. I forgot that the pre-show existed, and then I turned it on, and I was like, fuck it.
You act like I was listening to the pre-show bullshit. In between matches. No, we just fast forward. You show me the match. Fast forward. Show me the match. Fast forward. Show me the match, and then I watch the pay-per-view. So, opening the pay-per-view, you have the 6-man tag of Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. I want to jump to Dynamite because the whole segment was goddamn comedy. Going against Adam Copeland, Sting, and Darby Allin. Obviously, Adam Copeland, Sting, and Darby Allin win this match. Luchasaurus takes the fall. More to come with that as we go along. For me, this was what it was. It was of the matches you had to look at, this is probably the one that was a safe bet to get the crowd invested early and often. The only reason I was watching to see if Adam Copeland gets hands on Christian Cage. Obviously, he does not. A couple of teases, no big deal. For me, this opening match was fine. It wasn't anything I was looking forward to begin with.
I thought it was really well done. I thought Christian was on fire in this thing, man. Christian was so funny. The guy is just doing work. I love the fact that him and Edge didn't touch. Completely down with that. Very smart. Yeah. I thought, and we'll get to Dynamite later, but I thought the angle on Dynamite was really well done.
What much better than I anticipated. I'll go that far. Next up, you had Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley 2 for the international title. Orange Cassidy, as we were talking last week, especially myself, to me, the story was how Mox was just walking through Superman punches and not giving two, 3, 5 fucks about these Superman punches. So now, what was it going to take to put down the boogeyman of AEW? 13 was the number? 8? Okay, I was going to say, somebody said 13. It was being facetious. 8 was the correct number. I apologize. 8 Superman punches. To me, this was if there was a breakout moment for Orange Cassidy, to me, this is it. I know he's ascended this international title to the height that it is right now, and he's gone along with it. But he really hasn't, at least in my mind, hasn't had that one breakout match. There's like, okay.
I'm actually surprised to hear you say this because I thought that their first match was way better, and this match was really good, like really good. But it couldn't have been much more than what it was because of its placement on the card, it feels like. I didn't feel like they were going to give those guys 25 minutes like they did at All Out to tell that kind of story again. So I'd like to see them wrestle again. Their styles mesh well, I think. I like it. I think, not to jump ahead, but I think they're going to pay Moxley back it's going to be Moxley versus Kingston at the end of this tournament. But we can talk about the Continental Classic or whatever the fuck they're calling it.
It's the AEW G1.
Yeah, okay. I know, but it's different.
Yeah, it's 3 points instead of 2. Okay,
and it's the Gold League versus the Silver League, right?
Or whatever. You call what you want to call it, motherfucker. I know a goddamn copycat when I see one. No, it's not a copycat. I apologize.
But yeah, Moxley Cassidy was good.
No, I'll say this: the original was good for the fact that even though OC was taking that ass kicking, he was still fighting from underneath and still kind of just showing a little glimpse of what we see now. The little kicks that are, ooh, ahs, they were never really, backed up with any intensity.
All three of us picked Moxley, and we were pretty sure about it, too.
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised at the outcome of this. It doesn't seem like a lot of people are, though.
Both guys are over, but to me, Mox is, like I said, the boogeyman of AEW. And if it would be hard for me to pick anybody over Jon Moxley at this point. The fact that Orange Cassidy won, I'm not mad for it. God bless him. Now, once again, it reestablishes him as a top, not even contender, just a top wrestler in AEW. There's a handful of guys that just pinned Jon Moxley clean as a whistle. He's on that list.
Wrong.
So there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
So at some point, if they want to make him the AEW champion, it's not going to be like, oh, well, how does that happen? Well, we just saw it. The only thing I would say, the main thing about between the two matches, this felt much more of a competitive match. That first match, Jon Moxley was dog walking that dude.
How can they just keep putting Orange Cassidy over like this? Like it's like kind of unbelievable. It's like he should still be selling that streak to me. He should still be worn down. But that's just me. What was next?
I can't say I totally disagree with that, but that's neither here nor there. In the non-shocker of the century, Toni Storm defeats Hikaru Shida to become the third-time AEW Women's Champion.
That was your Stone Cold Lead Pipe Lock of the week.
Yeah, I was about to say that was a layup. Jesus Christ.
It was fine.
It was fine.
Toni Storm's cool.
Metal pad in the hip allows Toni Storm to be more of the heel Toni Storm that I think she'll probably be going forward. My thoughts on Shida, I pray that she just doesn't resign. And whenever her contract comes up, just run. Don't look back. Let Sky Blue and these other jokers take care of this nonsense and be an enhancement talent for Toni Storm. I like Toni Storm. I love the Timeless gimmick. This just kind of felt like the, anticlimactic coronation of
It's
a
not.
third-time champion.
I mean, they definitely could have put on a way better match, but they're trying to tell more of a story with her character, which is cool with me. Like, I like watching Toni Storm. I think that she should be champion. So, I'm looking forward to what her and Mariah May start doing. That's Bo off mic, trying to prompt Jason to say what Taz said about something hanging out of Toni Storm's britches.
Shit.
Really tickled Bo.
Couple yams out hanging out them britches. Shit.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm sorry. That's
What'd you have next?
that girl talks to me in ways that unimaginable. Whew, Lord, Toni Storm.
I hate how horny everything's gotten.
God, just Juice Robinson. I would just heal up,
God,
brother.
you guys are so horny.
I'm sorry, man. It's horny Thursday or Thirsty Thursday. I apologize. LF5 versus FTR versus Kings of the Black Throne versus Big Bill and Ricky Starks in a fatal four-way ladder match that was an added-on stipulation late in the game.
Are we sure everybody that fought in this match is alive? Have we seen them all up and walking?
I have not seen FTR. I've seen LFI.
Who did Brody King kill? Was it Dralistico?
At one point, yeah, I thought he got somebody
When
else.
he walked him across. He walked him out to the middle of the ladder and pile drove him out on the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs a wellness check-in. Like, somebody reach out, please.
He fucking killed Dralistico.
Go find him.
Yeah, there was some sick spots.
Jason picked this, Ricky Starks and Bill. Bill and Zach had House of Black going over. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm glad they kept it on him.
But they did it in a way where it wasn't like, they were like the dominant team. They just kind of survived. They did just enough where, FTR took out Kings of the Black Throne. LFI was already, down, and at least Roosh was out. So then you had, Ricky Starks and I'll take that back, but Brody King was down because he was out on the outside with the ladder spot. So you had Roosh and Ricky Starks fighting for the titles up at the top. So I mean, it wasn't like they were dominant. They did just enough to survive. And ultimately, that's, to me, the theme of their tag team reign so far. They're not going to be beating everybody. They're not FTR, okay? they're just going to do enough to get the win and keep the titles, and that's fine.
It's all I could think about was how crazy it was that I didn't give a shit about this match, and I was watching it, and I was like, "That's crazy, that's crazy, that's crazy." But it's like every ladder match now is just as crazy. I mean, this gets lost in the shuffle. This is not like a very memorable match.
Oh, okay, fair enough. It's not like it's a top 5 ladder match, but like I said, there was a couple.
This is how all tag team ladder matches are.
There was a couple cringy spots for sure.
Yeah, but how great did Big Bill look in this match?
Man, he was awesome.
Dude, he really showed up in this.
Big Bill.
Okay.
That
Big
guy,
Bill. That's my man.
Okay,
that guy's
I'm sure he is.
That guy he's getting some credit for this.
No,
Okay, isn't his real name Colin Cassidy? He should join forces with Orange Cassidy. They can be the Cassidys.
Please stop. Please.
Jesus fucking.
The Cassidy boys.
Okay.
Stop. Stop.
Just
The Cassidy bros.
okay, on the spinoff from that Cassidy to William Morrissey or W. Morrissey that he was known in Impact. I said it when he came over to AEW. I thought that he would be.
Oh, that's right. His name was
nice,
Morrissey.
I thought he would be a good pickup.
And if a double-decker bus
Stop it. Stop it. Please. Move on.
into
Move on.
us
What happened next?
Yeah,
to die by your side.
What happened next?
That's Morrissey, dude.
What happened next?
That's the Smiths.
It's like I'm sitting there watching two people's souls morph into the other body. It's like, what?
Please, what happened next? What happened next?
My brother Joe just said that's a copyright violation. You got to edit that out.
We'll do that in post.
Yeah, right.
We'll do that in post.
They think Morrissey is actually here. That's how good that sounded. And if a double-decker
Now we can move on.
bus
I was just gonna say I thought
crashes
Morrissey was gonna be a
into
great pickup
us.
for AEW. It
to
hasn't
die
happened
by
yet.
your
Neither here nor there.
side is just a terrible
Next
way
up.
to die. Lovely way to die.
This
Hey,
motherfucker here.
seriously,
What's next?
Like, we're not smoking pre-rolls before we
No,
start anymore.
no, because you can see he's already just doing his own thing. God bless him. He just, no, I'm just dunking. No, you ain't got to pass me shit. I'm dunking.
Happy Thanksgiving from the top rope.
What's
For
next?
BFR 3 and 4.
What's next?
Julia Hart versus Sky Blue versus Chris Statlander for the TBS Championship.
So Zach and I had this picked, and Jason didn't. That's how everybody ended up with exactly even points, because we all had very similar picks except for those two. So everybody ended up with 9 points. It was a tie all the way across the board. I'm being real. You can see it. Yeah, I like, Julia Hart did as little as she could to actually win the match. She waited till Statlander hit her tombstone thing, whatever, and then she stole the pin.
Saturday Night Fever in this case, because the night was Saturday night. I'll just say this. Watching this match and watching the Statlander throw these little girls around and seeing this, how it ended, I'm sorry. Y'all can be on the Julia Hart bandwagon. Sky Blue's got a fat ass. Yeah, I agree with that too. But you can't sit up here and tell me, no, I'm keeping it real, goddammit. You can't sit up here and tell me.
Here we go.
And then you don't see Chris Statlander the following night. You see Sky Blue crossing paths with Tony Storm. I'm sitting there like, man, get the fuck out of here. This is what we doing. This is what we doing.
I think we're going to find out she's like Tony Khan's girlfriend or something.
She should be doing something. Because I'm sorry. This just does not make any sense.
I don't get it either.
Zero. If Chris Statlander is going to drop the title, fair enough. Okay, Julia Hart's the flavor of the month. Go ahead, Julia. Do some things. Run with the Rock. On the flip side of this shit, you're going to sit up here and tell me that Sky Blue's next up before Chris Statlander. This is great matchmaker.
Maybe she's got to go.
Great matchmaker.
Maybe she's taking a vacation.
Okay, Booker.
She's taking a vacation.
Vacation my ass.
What was next?
My question is, why do they always dress up like the henchmen from Doctor Strange?
I've never seen it.
Like, I don't get it.
What do they look like?
With the black eyes?
I don't watch Marvel. That's kid shit. I watch pro wrestling.
Hey, I'm Bill. Read a book besides Harry Potter.
I don't get that shit
Please.
either. It doesn't. The only thing that Sky Blue did shoot out the blue mist on Julia Hart. Why not go that route? That's
Because it's been done over and over and over again.
now you got the title involved. That actually makes sense. It's a built-in storyline. That was the whole reason that these two jokers were in this match to begin with, because they got beef.
By the way, that joke would have killed Zach.
I feel like we're just killing time until we get to what we really want to talk about. What was next?
Do it.
Okay,
It's not. Let's go in order.
No, I mean, this is one of the matches I want to talk about because I think this is a match that hopefully sets up somebody for 2024 in a very good way. Swerve versus Hangman Page in a Texas death match. I heard on a couple of podcasts, this is the best Texas death match they've ever seen. I don't know. I mean, just, it depends on how many Texas death matches you've seen. You've seen two, and this is one of the two. Okay.
Yeah, there's like a legacy of them.
If you've seen 100 of them and you say this is the best, that means, it means a little more.
No, but there's like death match aficionados out there. They're like the real, like, they get down deep. Okay. And they can name like all the death matches and like they rank them and everything. And there's a couple Terry Funk ones that are like supposed to be the most legendary ones from like fucking Dallas in 1991 or something.
Okay, your boy can't do that.
I mean, John Moxley does a newsletter for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all those Nick Gage matches and shit. The one guy that died, the murderer. Guy that threw that. What's the black guy's name? What the fuck's his name? The ECW guy. New Jack. He was a deathmatch guy.
Yeah.
He used to fucking he stabbed a guy one time in a match.
Well, a new guy, somebody out of the crowd.
Yeah, I was going to say that's.
He threw that guy off the scaffolding.
He
said, "You ready?" Remorse. The guy said, "No," and he goes, "Here you go." He told that story, and the guy told that story.
That's some of the wildest shit ever, boy. I'm surprised.
He was like 20 feet.
That motherfucker is lucky to be alive. Anyway, let's just get back to this.
He's not.
Rest in piss.
No, he's dead.
I thought that's right. That's right.
New Jack died.
No, I'm talking about the guy that he threw off the scaffold.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, no, that guy's still kicking. That guy's still good.
Okay, that's the guy I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he works the Fry Side of Chili.
Yeah, he's the Fry Side guy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's prep.
Just back to this Texas death match. I try to bring a little decorum back to this motherfucker. This is about as violent as I thought, and even more so. When you're breaking out broken glass to do a frog splash on, that's why I was like, okay, this is starting to get into some shit. Hangman drinking blood, spitting the shit out. I'm like, all right, we getting into some territory that I ain't never seen before, so I'll go that far. He broke out spots that I hadn't seen before. It went longer than anticipated, but that wasn't a bad thing because, like Zach had been hammering home so many weeks after weeks after weeks, this was Hangman's time to get his receipt. And he did his damnedest to get his receipt. Everything that I could possibly imagine. The chair with the barbed wire. The first part of the match was really Hangman Page, kicking that ass. Then Swerve came back, and then that back half was just back and forth violence. Okay, with the part where the barbed wire got caught in Hangman's fucking face,
yeah,
I was like,
real barbed wire.
Whoa, okay. I'm like, this motherfucker getting ready to lose an eye in this shit. That's when I was like, all right, this is starting to reach levels that I was not really anticipating.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Swerve dumping bloods like, fuck John Moxley. This was just.
I never got the feeling like I did.
Buckets of blood. It was getting a little uncomfortable.
Tinder Mahal says that I sound like a grandmother when I say that I got uncomfortable during that Cody versus Dustin match. This never made me feel like that. I was never actually worried about either of these guys dying, but this match fucking ruled.
Oh, no question.
It was fucking. The last half of it was unbelievable. One of the best matches of the year, I would say. Unfortunately, Bill Ospreay has that wrapped up probably at this point. But
yeah, probably.
it was in the conversation. Very fun, very cool match.
Are we really not going to talk about the best part of the match?
What did you think?
When
was
Hangman
the best
Page was drinking his blood?
No, it's when Swerve's intro. How fucking awesome was that?
I mean,
if you didn't get hyped for that, who the fuck are you?
I was gonna say I've been the
it was pretty
like
good.
2:30. You see my apartment,
Dude, I was flipping skillets at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Kicking over skillets. Me like, what the fuck?
I was ready to roll.
It's like, what is he doing?
And
Sit your ass down.
And they all did it too. Oh. Ooh. It's like Janet Jackson.
Were you surprised? Were you surprised that Swerve won?
Yeah, because I honestly picked Paige and I thought they were going to do a trilogy of it, and I thought it would end at World's End. Brian Cage obviously getting involved in the match is, the fuckery that I didn't expect. But I mean, it's a Texas Death Match, so I mean, there are no rules at this point. A part of me wishes he didn't come out, but I mean, it didn't really affect the match that much because the pin attempt afterwards, he kicks, Hangman Page kicks out, and then he gets rid of Brian Cage. So I mean, it really didn't mess with the match. I was legitimately surprised, but pleasantly surprised because, like obviously, you can tell that we like Swerve Strickland on this podcast. So we want we want the best for Swerve, and ultimately I want him to be the AEW champion. We'll talk about that. Obviously,
this is a real
the Dynamite.
This is a real big step.
I thought it was a huge step to beat a former AEW champion twice is a huge step.
And it looks like him and Paige are done for now. So
you didn't see Paige on Wednesday,
and Swerve led it off. Swerve led Dynamite off with a match against Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
So, so it looks like they're getting behind Swerve, like we've been saying. Get behind that man. Take that belt off MJF. He is the guy to do it. Been saying that for a minute.
As long as we're going to go that route, I kind of want him to win this tournament. I'll be lying if I said otherwise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time. But I don't want it to stop there.
No.
But see, the thing is, if he's got 3 belts or whatever they're calling it, the Triple Crown winner, is he going to go after MJF wearing that thing? Not likely. If they're gonna have a Swerve versus MJF match in the next 4 months or something, which I think there's a good chance of it, then they can't have him win this tournament. Unless he's going to be quad belts.
And that's not a bad thing.
I mean, they got enough of them.
I
can't believe they're adding another belt. I can't believe it.
Belts and belts and belts and belts.
And I don't think they're adding another
spaghetti,
belt.
spaghetti.
To me, they're eliminating a couple belts. New Japan Strong and the ROH title, but that's neither here nor there. I'll be a little worried to see what they would do in that 4-month stretch past Joe. Let's just say Joe retains. I'm not sure. Do you go back to Hangman Page? Can you get another feud for Swerve in the meantime? If you say he does lose this tournament, you'd have to get something for Swerve to do in the meantime while Joe and MJF finishes up. Wardlow somewhere around. I mean, there's, Swerve is going to still have to wait.
Wardlow's around doing pull-ups.
Yeah, just jacked, baby.
Working on his triceps.
I'll say, I'll headbutt a motherfucker. This is what you get for not bringing your passport, AR Fox. Yakow!
Cocaine 7 of white women.
I'm just worried. You say you want to strike when the iron is hot. There is no... MJF is the highest act in AEW. 2 is Swerve. I can't see them letting Swerve beat MJF right now. So this is the next best thing for him to be the first winner of the Continental Classic. Jon Moxley is an easy, reliable way to go. And I ain't knocking that.
Man, we've had the same 3 men's champs. 4 if you count Sonata, for so long. Roman, Seth, MJF, and Sonata have all had their belts for way too fucking long. Sorry. I'm just going to say it. It's fine if one of them does it, but I need to see some title changes, guys. This shit's getting too predictable.
Man, January 4th, we're going to kick this motherfucker off.
It's like I keep picking people against Seth Rollins because I just want the fucking title to change hands.
Give
me something new.
Like everybody did, like Hogan, Flair, and Savage and
how dare they be great legends?
yeah. Fuck wrestling, right?
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. What was next? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying fuck wrestling at all.
Sanaa is
I'm
not a
saying,
legend.
come on.
Never mind. MJ,
I mean, Roman Reigns never fights. Do we have to talk about this now? No.
We're going to talk about it here in like a couple minutes because MJF is in the on deck circle with Jay White.
You're
so
right.
There you go.
You're right.
Golden Jets versus the Young Bucks. If the Bucks win, they get to break up the Golden Jets. If the Golden Jets win, they get the Bucks #1 tag team contender spot. Steps on the line. To me, the match kind of turns where not Jericho, but Matt Jackson low blows Kenny. You knew the Bucks had problems with Chris Jericho, well documented,
Big time.
and that was okay. That was not a big deal. Early in the match, you see Kenny playing nice with both of the Bucks, not capitalizing on moves after the fact, getting Chris Jericho to get off of I think it was Nick in the corner at that point, give him some space, playing nice or whatever. And I was kind of like, okay, this is fine or whatever, but I'm still waiting for the Bucks to kind of, flip the switch and become the heel Bucks. So obviously we fast forward, and when Kenny got low blowed, I was like, now this is what we're waiting for. Now we have game on. Unfortunately for the Bucks, it doesn't matter. They end up losing this match. I thought that this is probably the way to go about it because the post-match temper tantrum was totally worth it. And now we're going to see the unhinged, hopefully, fingers crossed, unhinged heel Bucks that I've been waiting for the last 2 or 3 weeks. The arm of Jericho getting worked, that's probably going to be a more of a long-term storyline as the Golden Jets go after Bill and Starks attack Chris Jericho after the post media scrum.
This match went on directly after Hangman Swerve.
Yes,
This match was in a tough spot.
it was, but I wasn't expecting a lot for it. It did what it was supposed to do in my mind. It just bridged the gap from this to the main event. It wasn't clunky. It was fine enough for me to where I was invested enough to where I didn't have to, play on the phone, smoke a cigarette, keep myself. I mean, this is like 4 a.m. for me, so I'm fighting sleep, trying to stay awake. This kept me awake to where I wanted to see how this match ended.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It was exactly as good as I thought it would be. I like the Bucks being the petulant dipshit heels. So, I mean, I think that's probably the role they should be playing right now. So I was cool at the end of this.
Yeah, Kenny finally was like, you know what, fuck y'all. I'm just going to go ahead and bounce you jokers off this mat and be done with it.
Now, go ahead and tell us about the overbooking situation of the pay-per-view.
So, obviously, this main event time, you have MJF. Well, I shouldn't say MJF. Adam Cole, baby, representing MJF. Limping to the ring on crutches. It's Jesus Christ. Jay White, God bless you. No, it was overbooked. I'm not gonna call it stupid. It's just overbooked.
I'll call it stupid. It was stupid.
And the fact that I'm not calling it stupid and that I'm the biggest TK basher of the group, I'm not gonna go that far. I just don't think that you bringing out Adam Cole in this scenario is truly
hold
believable.
on a second. I said a couple weeks ago, like, I wouldn't call you a TK basher. I think you're pretty fair to him. I think that I am also. I probably give him a little bit more grace than a lot of people do. But like I said a few weeks ago, I was like, this guy books like a cokehead. Like that is like it. Like he books. I know everybody makes fun of him for doing coke and stuff, and he always looks like he's on coke. But like, that's how he books. He books like a fucking cokehead. He's like, fuck it, we'll put Omega Danielson on fucking Rampage. Fuck it.
I wish he should. I mean,
but
people actually watch that bullshit.
He books like you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and every single idea that you have is the best idea you've ever heard.
Okay,
So I've heard.
Yeah. I ain't gonna sit there and lie. Yeah, yeah, that's probably the way it ultimately happened.
Yes.
You know what? We're gonna get up early tomorrow, man.
We're gonna give Nick Wayne 45 minutes of TV time every Wednesday.
Yeah, right.
You said get up early. You mean like
stay up?
We can go to sleep.
Yeah, we're gonna stay up
we
all
can go
night.
to sleep in December.
I'll just say this. To me, as a Jay White fan, it was kind of insulting for the fact that this is how you wanted to book the main event with Adam Cole out here as proxy, and now you're flipping it where here comes the triumphant MJF, clearly limping to the ring. It was totally
There's people trying to stop him. Like, to let one guy with the limp go down, but the other guy with the limp is no good. Doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
It didn't make any sense.
It's like fighting behind your girlfriend.
But it just like logistically, kayfabe style, it made no sense at all. Just absolutely not.
Adam Cole isn't even cleared to defend the ROH championship, but you can bring him down, announce his name,
You know what sucks though? You know what sucks is that the match was good.
The match was really good.
Yeah, the match was like,
if you take all the other bullshit,
right, just give us that match.
All you had to do
they told a decent story. They got to the match. Just give us that exact same match. Mission accomplished.
The fact that you keep insulting at least me as JCB with these ROH tag titles, shenanigans, okay, that's fine. You want to keep that shit up, do your damn thing.
Sam Roberts had a really good point on his podcast. He's like, even if you're talking in kayfabe style, what kind of booker, if that's even an option, that your champion is not going to be able to fight in the main event, what kind of booker puts him in a match on the pay-per-view?
I don't know.
What kind of booker books his champion on the undercard? It's a fair question. It's stupid. It's stupid any way you look at it. He books like a cokehead. Cokehead booking.
This is Cokehead
That should be
booking.
the Cokehead Booking LLC.
This is
Tony
Cokehead
Khan,
booking.
CEO.
Okay, the fact that the match that's pretty good. The fact that the match was
somebody's
better.
tugging on the rope for Zach today.
We do it the best we can, Zach. The fact that we had such a match that I thought was better than I even anticipated. I had fairly high expectations, and by the end I was like, okay, now see that was a good ass match.
Yeah.
It made me mad for the build for
It
this
didn't
whole
need
match.
it didn't need all the bullshit.
I'm not mad about Jay White running around with the title. That is what.
I'll tell
it
you
is.
what, that cutter from inside the ring to outside the ring,
Sick
spot.
Okay, the fact that MJF got little credit. And now he's all of a sudden doing these spots where it's just like, oh, I didn't know he can do that. I didn't know he can do that. He's like Billy Hoyt. He's the white guy on the court that you don't necessarily pay attention to. And all of a sudden you look up and he's doing cutters and shit. He's doing fucking moonsaults off
Some
the fucking
might call
top
that
rope.
a Bill Vagey.
My mom was too drunk to be an astronaut.
Dropping shit like a pigeon from 18 out.
Okay.
That's Bill Vagey.
That's
Hey,
Off the glass.
Hey, you.
Glass.
Go ahead. I just wanted to throw that shit out for just credit to MJF for those spots. Obviously, the elbow drop off the top where the table collapsed. He said, "Fuck it," he's doing it anyway. I'm like, dude, don't you do this shit? And he did it anyway. That was to me one of the highlights of the night. The match itself was probably one of the two best matches of the night, depending on if you like death matches or not. You go Swerve Page over this. If you didn't, you go the main event over
Swerve
this.
Page was the better match. This match was this match was great.
Don't get me wrong.
That cutter from inside to outside, though, that's all Jay White, man. I mean, that's a lot of Jay White because he's got to catch him, he's got to guide him down, and he's got to take the bump. That's a lot of shit to do.
And do it blind.
It's fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome.
No, for me, that's just Jay White being Jay White. I've seen enough of him as a New Japan guy. To me, this is what he does. For people that haven't seen him or just seen him for the first time, catching him in this AEW run, hopefully he can get some credit going forward and keeping him in that main event scene. Obviously, just on the sidebar, the major announcement was Will Ospreay signs with AEW. I say LA was getting ready to lose their goddamn mind. He's like, hey man, I gotta finish this New Japan shit up first, but I'll be back. I was like, damn man.
Then why do it? I mean, why put it on a pay-per-view?
I think it's to make it official that he is I wanted to say a New Japan guy, but he's an AEW guy. I won't lie, I'm a little salty. I knew it was going to happen, but now, this is Jay White and now Will Ospreay jumping ship from one side to the other. Never said that I always think that this AEW New Japan's relationship is pretty one-sided, and that's on the AEW side, and I'll take that to the grave. That being said, this is a great pickup for AEW. Obviously, there's built-in storylines for it, but on the backside of it, there's going to be guys that are going to be missing out.
Welcome to AEW, Bill Ospreay. Let's get to that 2 count.
2, 3. You ain't shit.
All right, so the 2 counts got to be the end of Raw, where Cody really they telegraphed it all Raw, but I mean that's cool because most people knew anyway, and if you didn't know, it's like that was probably fun. Kept everybody watching.
It's to keep the CM Punk rumors shut down.
Cody announces Orton is coming back at Survivor Series. Orton will be the 5th member of what is quite the team, really. When you talk about all timers.
The look on Jey Uso's face. Woo!
Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Sami
on
Zayn,
paper,
Jey
it's like
Uso,
you
and Randy
that's fun.
Orton is huge. That is a huge team, man. That is, doesn't that just seem super fucking big?
For the Raw that you
like, that's a lot of star power on one team.
Well, it's a lot of star power on both sides while you bullshitting. I mean, it's going to be a...
No, that's like Super Friends. That's like the fucking Avengers, man. That's just missing KO.
No, that's completely
Of
fair.
baby faces, at least.
No, that's completely fair. I'm going to be... Obviously, the story here is Randy Orton coming back. I'll be very...
They didn't play the music.
No, they just...
All he did was announce it, and now everybody knows he's going to be there instead of just having them play the music at Survivor Series. And if you're not going to do that because you want to keep the CM Punk stuff down, then just have him come out on Raw. Pay for his ass to fly out there. You got to play the music. Everybody wanted to hear the I Hear Voices. They wanted Randy Orton to come down and clean house.
I think you save that for next week or the actual pay-per-view. The reason why I don't think...
I wasn't going to watch Survivor Series. Oh, Randy Orton's going to be there? I guess I'll flip it on. It's like everybody was watching it anyway.
For Randy to actually put hands on somebody, you're just going to have to wait for that. My guess is the reason for the music is they have a new Randy Orton theme music out.
No way.
Yeah, seriously.
They got new Randy Orton music?
Yeah, it just came. No, it's on Spotify. All bullshit aside.
That's
it's on
a bad
my
idea.
It's on Spotify. It's on my playlist.
His music is fucking iconic.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. It's a little different, but it's basically the same. I'll just leave it at that. That's why I don't think they played his music.
Bad move.
Okay, neither here nor there. But that's why I think they did these things, because they're saving it for the big reveal whenever he comes out, whether it's on Monday night or actually on Saturday for the pay-per-view.
So, Randall Keith Orton is back in WWE. I can't stand when I'm listening to podcasts and all they do is fantasy book what they think's going to happen, because everybody is wrong all the time, and it's just like listening to somebody tell you about their dreams or tell you about their...
I call it down flipping on Ray. I'll take that to the grave.
That's fine. No, calling stuff is fine. I just don't like it. I just don't like fantasy booking. Be like, well, this is what I would do if I was booking Randy Orton up to WrestleMania. But you're real quick. Who do you see Randy Orton wrestling at WrestleMania?
Well, now that you mentioned it.
Now that I say all that.
I hadn't thought about it at all, but, seems like, Roman Reigns would be a good opportunity to get some receipt on.
Oh, it's not going to be Reigns.
Then why are we bringing him back? What's Roman Reigns doing, dude? Who's he going to wrestle at Royal Rumble?
Randy Orton is going to wrestle Bad Bunny.
Jesus Christ. anyways.
Would that be cool if I nailed it?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
Actually,
I'm not
that's
saying
a match I'd watch.
It'll be Cody Rhodes.
I'm not saying that. No, Cody and Roman is pretty much a lock for WrestleMania 40. I think that's just
triple threat.
If you want,
Cody pins Orton, so he never has to pin Roman Reigns.
Oh, Jesus
Horny
Christ.
Thursday.
Jesus
Horny Thursday. Here
Christ.
we go.
See, yeah, Mr.
Heavy Skanksgiving.
Mr. Threesome or Triple Threat over here. To the road to WrestleMania, I think it has to go back to Roman at this point. There's got to be some sort of receipt for him getting hurt. The whole reason he got hurt is that Jay, Jimmy, and Roman beat his ass to the point where him and Rap Riddle had to go away for a little bit. We're going to have to revisit that. To me, that's at least the Royal Rumble.
They should do Orton versus Cena.
I would be a hard pass on that.
Really?
At this point, yes.
Like, I didn't really believe it until I just said it. Now that I said, I'm like, Orton versus Cena in 2023 could be kind of dope.
If I'm not mistaken, I saw not Orton, but Cena get surgery on both arms, so that might be a little hindrance to that. Let's just say all things being equal, everybody's healthy. I mean, are we just wrestling just? I guess for WrestleMania purposes, okay, fair.
I guess the truth is I don't want to see Orton or Cena wrestle. So if they're both going to be at WrestleMania, I'd rather them not take up 2 matches and just take up 1 match and just fight each other.
Oh, okay. So, you thinking about yourself. Okay, you ain't thinking about the rest of us. You just thinking of self.
I don't know. I'm having a lot of feelings over here. Like, I just said Orton versus Cena like it's a good thing. It's like, that doesn't sound like a good thing. What the fuck am I talking about? I hate both those dudes.
And he said it with such conviction, too, right? I mean,
I don't even like Randy Orton that much.
He always was starting to look at me like I was the asshole. No, he looked at me. No, he looked at me and was like, Cena versus Orton. I was like,
I don't know what happened to me. It's like Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap just hopped in my body. He was like, didn't know what to say.
I said, what?
Ziggy says that you're in Bill Vagey. He's a 44-year-old loser from St. Charles.
Hi, my name is Bill. I'm 6 foot tall, 190 pounds, and I love wrestling.
Yeah, right, baby.
190.
No,
I appreciate it.
I will say this. Just for the physical match itself, it is one of the matches I'm looking forward to, just for the fact because I want to see Orton interact with, obviously, Cody Rhodes, obviously with Seth. There's a whole Judgment Day guys that he hasn't even really seen. In this case, probably Damian Priest he's crossed paths with. I take that back. But obviously, JD McDonough, he hasn't crossed paths with, so on and so forth. So, I mean, yeah, this is...
Excited to see Cody and Orton interact with each other, actually.
Yeah, because it's...
I just said that I hate Orton. I don't hate Orton. I like Orton fine when he's used right.
In this scenario, it's going to be Legacy 2.0 because now Cody arguably is just as over, just as big in the eyes of our wrestling fans as Randy Orton is, as far as I'm concerned.
I probably shouldn't say this stuff because he probably lives kind of close to here.
Yeah, you might want to just keep that shit down.
But sometimes it just seems like Randy Orton doesn't give his all.
He went to Pattonville.
Yeah, well, we don't gotta blow up his spot.
I used to see him at Grop all the time.
Yeah, I remember. I used to see him at Trailhead.
I went on a bachelor party with him.
I'll say that
another story for another time.
Yeah, right. Definitely will keep that off the air. I've always said that Orton.
Let's start a scandal.
Yeah, right. I've always said that Orton makes it look easy because he's just that good. Take it for what it's worth. That's just me.
He's also the type of guy that'll do a headlock forever just to troll the crowd. But yeah, okay. So we got predictions coming up after this, so we don't have to go into too much stuff. I just wanted to give not a whole lot happened on NXT either. But did you watch Noam Dar versus Chad Gable?
I did. I shouldn't say I was a little surprised. Chad Gable is a really amazing athlete. It's good to see him bounce around. The draw wasn't a big. I was expecting him honestly to lose. The draw is perfect. That way, Noam keeps the title. You keep Chad Gable strong for once again. Hopefully, he can defeat Gunther and be the one to take the IC title off of Gunther. Outside of that, pretty standard stuff on NXT.
Only one more thing I want to talk about at NXT, and it's this: the family have the most entertaining skits in all of wrestling. I like the family skits. I think those guys are genuinely likable. Tony D'Angelo and Stax Lorenzo. I like both of them.
I would
hang out with them.
No, I wasn't a huge Tony D'Angelo fan when NXT first rebranded, and it was probably part of the reason why I stopped watching it. I'll give him all the credit in the world. In the ring, I think he's a really good in-ring performer. I was just never a big fan of the character. I've kind of come around a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I've always liked Goodfellas. The mafia movies and shit like that. So they kind of played into that gimmick in that little segment that they had. And ultimately, it just sets up Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza to jump the family after they had like an 8-course meal at the Italian restaurant, but neither here nor there. No, I'll say that. I've never been a huge fan, but slowly they're bringing me around. Go ahead.
Dude, they are way more Jersey Shore than they are Sopranos.
You ain't lying. I was about to say,
but they're connected though.
Yeah, right.
Hey, so if we can bring back the LWO,
by Italians and short lab women.
If we can bring back the LWO, can we bring back the FBI, the full-blooded Italians?
Oh, Jesus.
Can they be called the full-blooded Italians and have
I don't know.
I just had a great idea. Giovanni Vinci breaks up with Imperium because he's Italian and he can be like their Furio from Sopranos. Like he's their guy from the old country.
Oh,
that's what that is the gimmick. They should have Giovanni Vinci join the FBI. They should start calling him the FBI.
Stop.
Reuse that shit. That's under WWE, right? That wasn't WCW. That was WWE, right?
Either stop or get a pencil.
Well, I was going to get right. We were about to say, we need a lawyer here quick. Ultimately, I would assume it's the same thing. I mean, they bought WCW out, so it'll be all the licensing, the bullshit, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, ultimately, we would be going back to WWE to pitch that idea. But you probably just want to just table that, let Imperium do their thing.
FBI.
Nah, Imperium.
Full-blooded Italians.
Nah, let Imperium do the thing, man.
Yeah, we got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. The last thing I wanted to bring up from WWE main roster was Santos Escobar cut a very, very believable, the heel logic was there perfectly. Santos Escobar cutting his promo on Ray to where you're sitting there listening to him going like, that makes sense. I'd be pissed too.
I was gonna say, him and Drew got some points.
Drew McIntyre's promo to open Raw was also fucking great.
Yeah, I mean,
when he talked about missing birthdays and missing his nephews growing up, he's like, they understood. That was great.
No, and it's
heel logic, baby.
And it's perfect heel logic. The crazy part about it is when he was cutting his promo, he was talking about Clash of the Castle and how Jay is the one that cost him the match. It's not Jay. It's Solo. Solo made his appearance. That's the first time he came out.
Heel Logic LLC.
Right.
Ric Flair, CEO.
I'm not saying Solo Sikoa ain't nowhere near Monday Night Raw. He over there just laying waste to John Cena on SmackDown. But guess who's taking the blame? Jay Uso's taking the blame because Solo's nowhere around. And the fact that Jay wasn't even around when Drew lost that match against Roman Reigns and it's Solo Sikoa, it's perfect. Fucking Drew McIntyre, I've been saying that for the last 2 or 3 weeks. been patiently waiting for heel Drew to come around. Now that's starting to come around. And Santos talking about, I hope your legs getting amputated and shit. I'm like, damn, dog. I mean, you want him to come back so you can kick his ass, right? No. Hope they can amputate your shit. I'm like, God damn. That's
He's right, though. He's right.
No,
he didn't want to kick his ass. He just rolled him.
Let's get okay. So we got more predictions to come. Let's get to that 3 count.
Shit.
1, 2, 3.
The 3 count is Dynamite last night. So Dynamite, they had 3 matches from the new Continental Classic tournament. It was Lethal and Swerve, Jay White and Roosh, which I would have watched a lot more of, and Briscoe and Moxley, which was a Briscoe and Moxley match. It looked pretty hard hitting and pretty fun.
The wrong guy bled. I was like, what? The fuck is it?
Moxley's got cool with that bleeding.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
So what you think about Lethal Swerve?
Always reminds me of how great Jay Lethal is, despite the booking that he's getting, at least inconsistent, if not bad, in my opinion, but neither here nor there. Swerve had to win this match. There's no way on God's green earth that you can have Swerve win a Texas death match and then come back the next time out and have him lose the opening round match. I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to run the table. Obviously, he's got to cross paths with Moxley.
They kept reminding us, though, just because you lose doesn't mean you're out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Man,
okay.
they just kept reminding us. Jesus.
Hey, guys, some of us watch New Japan. It's called the G1. I know you guys flipped
Yeah, but
it.
most people don't, though.
I know. You don't have to beat me over the head with this shit. Jesus Christ.
MJF and Adam Cole come out.
Just
Google
round robin tournament.
I got to say this about MJF and Adam Cole coming out. This ain't it. Like, I just think Adam Cole just needs to go away. Like, I don't know what they're doing. But MJF had an off night.
Spinning his wheels.
MJF had an off night. Adam Cole, story time with Adam Cole, baby, has got to go away. I hate it so much when he says it. It is my least favorite thing that anybody says in all of wrestling. I'll tell you when this got good, though, was when Samoa Joe. Adam Cole doesn't live around here, so I can say that.
You talking that shit?
Samoa Joe,
Plus he only got 1 foot.
Samoa Joe and MJF. When Samoa Joe came out, it got really good. Joe and MJF. Joe's great. He's getting the main event, and he says, "You're my property, and I'm going to protect you until we get there." I mean, that's a good angle. I like that angle.
It's not like
because that means we're getting Wardlow Joe in the next month.
It's not like we haven't seen it before. Okay, seen it plenty of times, plenty of different promotions, plenty of different eras. The fact it's how Joe said it. You're my property, bitch.
I'll tell you what.
I was just waiting for him to be like, hold my pocket.
Okay.
Hold my pocket.
You ain't going no place for the next 4 weeks.
If you've been to jail, you know what that means.
Let's say for the next 4 weeks, you're going to be with me. We connected, okay? That's what the great part about this, the whole Joe part
I mean, just hearing Joe said it, I thought I was his property, too. I was like,
God damn. Okay, I'm with you. I guess this is where the anger came back with the devil not being revealed, kind of came back because now you do it with Adam Cole in the ring. Jungle Jack Perry now is the prime suspect of being the devil. Apparently, you'd have to go back to remember how MJF ran down Jack Perry in the lead to their fatal 4-way, saying he wasn't going to be shit, yada, yada, yada. So now Jack Perry's another suspect of who the devil could be. Obviously, Jack Perry being gone for X amount of time, it makes a little sense. It would be a huge letdown. So like I said, whoever this devil is, wherever it happens, it's got to be good, because otherwise this shit is going to go sideways real fucking quick.
The remnants of the Jericho Appreciation Society go against Orange Cassidy, Hook, and Shibata. Danhausen comes back, does Danhausen shit. The faces go over. Anything?
Nope, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Even, I mean, short, concise, to the point.
Christian Christian Cage comes out with his little family of people.
It's his family now.
He's got Lucha. He renames Luchasaurus. He says he wants to turn his guys in his image. He changes Luchasaurus's name to Killswitch, which I gotta say is a huge improvement.
Oh my God!
But is he still a dinosaur?
The next thing we gotta get that mask taken care of. Whatever the horns got to go.
The reason I asked is because a dinosaur named Killswitch, whew, I ain't fucking with him.
No. I mean, that's true.
I don't care how long his arms are. I ain't fucking with that.
And then he calls Nick Wayne the prodigy Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne's mom comes out.
Oh, Jesus.
Killswitch gets in between Christian and Nick Wayne's mom. Christian pushes Luchasaurus, who runs into Nick Wayne's mom. And then Christian wants to give her a concerto.
I'm like, at this point, this shit is officially going off of the rails. Your boy has lost it.
I thought I was drinking again.
To protect this woman, Edge comes out. Christian runs away. Edge spears her son in front of her twice and then gives him a concerto in front of the mother. For his sake. I mean, that's Edge snapped. I think there's only one way to look at it, that Edge snapped.
Your boy was like, fuck you.
Fuck you.
It's a lot to unpack.
Not really. You just laid it all out. I mean, fuck.
No, I mean, just the fact that now, like, Christian is like, being this, really being the father figure to these two jokers. You got the insolent son and Luchasaurus, basically you the bad son, and then how he's just praising Nick Wayne like you're the golden boy. You remind me of. I'm just like, God damn, you can see when this shit is going to go left.
It was a very well done segment, and made me want to see what happened next.
Oh my God!
We're gonna skip some stuff. We got Jay White versus Roosh. This match was really great.
Yeah. Once again, reminder of how great Roosh is. Unfortunately, putting him against Jay White, especially when Jay loses on Saturday night, it was kind of a not even a no-brainer, but how is Jay White going to win was basically going through my mind as this match was going on. I thought the match was really good, but I was just ultimately waiting for the finish. Low blow gets it done.
They need to keep the gas on White. Toni Storm comes out, accepts her award. They made it look like the Oscars or something. It was fine. Anna Jay, Sky Blue, Ruby Soho. Sorry, Nick Wayne. Sorry, Ruby Soho. Saraya is there.
You ain't shit.
Wardlow destroys AR Fox backstage, and then finally Briscoe versus Mox. I mean, anything else you want to talk about?
Just the fact that I still feel bad for AR Fox. How things could be different if that motherfucker had his passport, but neither here nor there. Toni Storm, I still think it's as simple as her segment was. I thought it was still one of the funniest parts of Dynamite. Briscoe, Mox, it was fine. And it wasn't like it was a bad main event, but it was kind of pretty predictable that Mox was going to win. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't even want to talk about the women's match. That shit was bullshit.
All right, I'm cold. That's gonna do for a 3 count.
Well, that shit. You saw that shit. Stupid ass. Sky Blue.
Time to get into the predictions, everybody.
I'm sorry.
So Zach has sent me his predictions.
And I didn't even look. I saw that he sent them, so I made sure I didn't.
I don't think it's going to change anything, but I'll let you go first each time.
How the fuck am I going to go first each time?
Because listen, I know what I'm going to pick. I'll go first here. We got Gunther versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title.
Oh, man, shit, I can go first on this.
I'll tell you that Zach went with Gunther. I too am going to go with Gunther. I don't think the story of Miz winning his whatever ninth Intercontinental Championship is the story that Gunther's going to go out on. Who you got, Jason?
Yeah, this has got to be Gunther. It just makes too much sense. I will say this, that Gunther, the one thing that we didn't talk about that I wanted to talk about, Gunther's promo on Monday night did make me feel a little empathetic for the Miz. I was like, okay, you can punch that motherfucker whenever you ready, dog.
When they start chanting USA, and then
that's when I was like, okay, y'all ain't getting this shit. That's not what this is about.
He's like, chanting 3 random letters at me does not. That's not going to throw me off.
Okay.
He destroyed the crowd with that.
Yes, and I thought it was a good job by Gunther, because crowds are going to throw you curveballs all the time. And the fact that they went USA made no sense. They should have been chanting
it was racist.
You dumbass motherfuckers.
Okay, so next up we got Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark for the Women's Championship. Zach took Rhea Ripley with the Stone Cold Lead Pipe Lock of the Week. Who do you got, Jason?
That's why I was like, patience. You know, we ain't going to put the Lead Pipe Lock on the week on just anything. We going to make sure we can go ahead and put the ball through the leg and do a J.R. Ryder, uptown dunk on the sideline. And this is the fucking Lead Pipe Lock of the week. It's Rhea Ripley all day.
I am taking Rhea Ripley also with my Stone Cold Lead Pipe Lock of the Week. I kind of want to see this. I kind of want to see this match. I think that Zoe Stark can go, and Rhea Ripley fucking rules. So I do want to see this match.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just think that Zoe Stark has not been booked well enough to make this even remotely believable.
No, it's not.
This is
of course
a chance
not.
This is
of
like
course
Xia
not.
Li. The last couple of times we've seen Xia Li, she's reminded us that she's good, but her books have been bad. Now Zoe Stark has the same chance.
Okay, we're all taking Rhea Ripley with our Stone Cold Lead Pipe Block of the Week. Carlito versus Santos Escobar.
Yeah, that's right. This is a match.
Oh, yeah. This is a match. Zach took Santos Escobar. I, too, am taking Santos Escobar. And even though Carlito's acting heelish here, I mean,
the fact that he's a snitch, or I wouldn't even say he's a snitch, because he doesn't have proof per se, but he kind of threw. Well, I mean, let's call it for what it is. Did he or did he not throw Santos underneath the bus?
He's a snitch.
Like KO said, I mean, that's what happens when you eat your apples.
So in this scenario, yeah, if I was fucking Santos, I'd be a little mad too, right or wrong. In this case, shit.
Who are you taking?
Shit, I was about to say, I can't root for the snitch. I mean, I got to take Santos.
All three of us have Santos Escobar. I guess they could. I guess Carlito could win if they did like a double turn. What? Like Carlito and Ray turn heel on Santos Escobar.
Ray's laid up in some hospital bed. How is he going to turn heel in a hospital bed?
Yeah, you're right. He can't turn a heel no matter what. I mean, it's impossible. It's impossible to turn him heel.
Yeah, he's wearing a different kind of mask right now.
The women's match, we have Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Shotzi Blackheart, which is like how the fuck did you get in here? That's like when Wu-Tang lines up and there's Capadonna and you're like, the fuck? How the fuck did you get in here?
Still fire though.
Shotzi Blackheart is on that team versus Damage Control. Zach took the heels here. I too am taking the heels. I really hope the heels win. Jason, who do you got?
Somewhere in Harlem. Oh, shit.
Capadonna just catching him.
Capadonna sucks.
Dude, go. I dare Capadonna to find Bill. I dare him. Actually, no, please don't. I live right down the block.
Yeah,
he's going to have to find someone to cover his shift.
I'm taking Damage Control, too. I think this is important for them to keep this heel momentum going. You got Asuka, you brought Io in, you got Bayley. This is the best faction, women's faction in WWE, because they're the only women's faction in WWE. So yes, I'm going with the heels. It makes too much sense for them not to go over.
I too am going with the heels. So all three of us are going with the heels, and I think all three of us are gonna have the same one here. So we have just a jam-packed team: Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton versus the Judgment Day plus Drew McIntyre. They had to pull up another chair on the end of the table to let Drew McIntyre hang out with them when they went to Chili's after the show.
You ain't shit. How they going to Chili's? They in the main event.
Listen, there is a chance that, you know what?
he's talking himself into it. I
I
can see
am.
it.
I am.
This is the vision of him getting ready to drop a point right here because he's like, you see him like,
I just can't
he's
wait.
like convulsing.
I say Orton-
I just can't
Orton
wait for him to get
turns.
slapped.
Orton turns, costs the faces the match. I'm taking the heels.
Get off of Twitter wrestling.
I am so far down in the points. I mean, it doesn't make any difference. I got to take some chances here. JCB, who you got?
You see, it's like he talked himself into it. It was like Scott Bakula jumped it back to his body. He was like, hang on.
Content. It's content.
JCB's over here doing his Richard Pryor impression and just dancing around like a motherfucker.
JCB, who do you got?
I got the baby faces, man. I'm sorry. Cody Rhodes
Have some guts.
So let me get this straight. He missed the jump, and I'm up next. No, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and walk on down. Just fuck it. I'm just gonna take the.
So we all have everything the same except I am taking the heels. And what could be one of the dumbest picks I've ever made on this show.
Hey, you got the balls for it.
But yet,
You got the balls for
There's
it.
335 episodes to comb through. I'm sure that this is not the quote-unquote dumbest pick you've made.
But no, that's probably true. I mean, that's probably true.
Yeah, we've seen you being slapped the fuck out of, too.
I mean, there's sometimes I'm watching the pay-per-view and I got my predictions in front of me. I was like, I picked what? What was I thinking? God damn.
I'm just like, man. It's like, okay, so I did pretty good this week. No big deal.
I'm not gonna get the shit beat out of me in a week.
I like turn on.
I'm good in December.
I like turn on the pay-per-view. I'm nice and toasty, and I'm like, oh. And then my picks look back up at me and they go,
What up, turd?
hey, everybody, we got some birthdays this week. Hey, everybody, we got some birthdays this week. Beth Phoenix is 43. Ivory, the great Ivory from Right to Censor, is 62. British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith, Jason, British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Would have been 61. Eric Rowan is 42. Eric Rowan. Hey, I don't want to get too serious on you guys, but Eric Rowan is the only guy from the Wyatt family from the original Wyatt family still alive.
Yeah, that's a true story. That's great stuff.
Up.
God, it's like you're referencing the Iron Claw.
It kind of is.
Which I want to see.
It's kind of like a really slow Final Destination thing.
Don't. Just go.
Oh, God,
Just go.
damn,
Who's the next birthday? Who's the
Jerry
next
Lawler
birthday?
is 74. Zeb Coulter, also 74. They have the same birthday, the same day, the same year.
That's wild, Tim.
JBL is 57, and Dana Brooke is 35. Hey, everybody.
So you say there's a
We know
chance.
there's tons of podcasts to listen to, so we appreciate you guys listening to our podcast. For my beautiful family inside, for my brother Joseph Otto,
Check.
for Tender Mahal,
Check.
for Patriot Pat, for
Check.
Lucha Chris, for Murray the
check.
Murray Man Murray,
Triple
for Vice,
My nigga.
for
Check.
Two Beers Zach Pullman. We missed you. We'll see you next week.
No, I ain't
Happy
missed you that
Thanksgiving.
much.
I almost forgot Jason's birthday again. It was Jason's birthday last week, and I forgot to mention it last week. So happy birthday, Jason.
Thank
For
you, sir.
Jason Cornelius Bell, I'm
Eat
Bill
raw bitches.
Vagey. Black
Check.
Lives Matter.
Check.
Tip your local weed
Double check.
dealers, and remember to boo the heels.
Boo! Bitch.